is Chev. Be if you're new to this channel, welcome GWAN. Make sure you are subscribed down below. In today's video, I am finally about to give y'all an updated makeup routine. I know you guys have been asking, and I'm ready to share it with you. So I'm going to I'm about to show you guys the technique that I've been using, different products that has been working for me, and all that good stuff. So first things first that I always start with is my brows. Now, for those of you who don't know, I got my eyebrows micro shaded last summer, so they're still doing well. I don't think I want to go back in for the 6 months touch up just yet because I'm liking the faded look. It's not so bright, it's giving me super natural, so I don't think I want to touch it just yet. So all I need to do for my brows is make sure that the hairs stay in place, and I'm just going to use this spoolie. Now if you have a brow gel, you can use it. What I'm going to use is this Benefit. I don't even know what the Benefit is called, baby, because as you guys can see, the wording is rubbed right off. Now if you don't got that, because Benefit can be pricey sometimes, okay? If you don't have that, you can use a little bit of Got2b glue, the one in the yellow tube. You can get that at a local beauty supply store. Just a little tiny tube. You can just dab a little bit on your fingers and just like wipe that baby down, and she will stay down, okay? When it comes to skin tone and foundation and concealer and all of that, it changes with the season depending on where you live. If you live somewhere like me, I live in Toronto, so we experience every single season, which means my skin and the chemistry in my skin and all that stuff, it changes. So I constantly have to adjust on my shade when it comes to makeup. So I might have a particular shade this month, and the next month it's like looking way off. So I'm gonna use my Morphe M224 brush, and then I'm gonna use Too Faced Sculpting Concealer, absolute fave, in the shade Chai. For me, I always have a little napkin handy to wipe off my brush because I'm going to use the same Morphe brush to clean up the top of my brows. And the shade that I'll be using to do that is the Too Faced Concealer in the shade Toffee. Now you want to take your time and do this, okay? Because trust, one slip of the hand and you're like, yeah, whole eyebrow is effed up. Now to prime, my primer has not changed for the past 2 years, so I'll be using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I do have creasing under my eyes, so I like to put the primer there so that the makeup actually stays. Once my primer is nice and sticky, I'm going to be using my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and this is medium deep. And this will help if you have oily skin. And I just dab that baby in. And it also makes your makeup go on way smoother. So you might use less product because it's helping with the coverage. So if you have laugh lines, I don't have too much laugh lines, I guess I don't laugh. But you can put that onto all the little fine lines that you have. So my fine line as of recently is right up here. I don't know if I just scrunch up my face way too much. Now the technical part of this whole thing is foundation. It can go real well or real bad. That depends on the shade that you use. My complexion changes with the weather. Sometimes I have a peach undertone, sometimes it's more of a, neutral undertone, sometimes golden undertone. And my face and my hands will have different tones, but then, you know, it's gonna throw off with the neck and all of that. So I just try to keep it real neutral. The Too Faced has been my absolute favorite for years, but recently it has been giving me an orange undertone, which is really frustrating because nothing works. Nothing is matching. I don't know. So I'm gonna just spray the Too Faced on, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some of the Toffee concealer, and I'll put some on my nose, my forehead. I'm gonna go in with a darker concealer, which is the Cocoa. I usually use this to contour. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose, like right on this area, and a little bit here. Like, it's real random, but the mix will make sense. Now to blend that all in, I'm going to be using my Morphe M439 brush. Now what you want to do is dab, not rub, not make circles, just press that into your skin. Now to go into the more harder regions, I'm going to be using the Morphe M173 brush. And because the foundation brush, buffer brush, is a little bit too big to go into certain areas, right? So you need a smaller buffing brush to touch up certain areas, especially if you did your hair before your makeup and you don't want to make up all up in your edges. You're going to use a smaller brush to get up in the crevices and corners. Now, a little tip for you, if you're wearing a wig, you want to be careful not to do foundation on your lace, because if you put every single product that you put on your face onto your lace, it's going to be all cakey and ish, right? So you got to make sure that you just stay a little inch, like half an inch away from the lace. It's not looking too orange. It's still okay. Now to highlight, I'm going to go in with the Butterscotch shade. Now, as you guys can see, I love me some Too Faced concealer, okay? I'm going to stick beside her because you get the job done. Now, my technique for highlighting, first I dab a little bit in the crease right here, and then I go on the outskirts. Now, I saw this little technique on TikTok a couple months ago, and I'm like, I'm going to try it, and it actually worked for me. Now, for the middle part, right here, I'm gonna go in with the Toffee concealer, which is a darker shade than the Butterscotch, and I'm gonna put that right in the middle. I'm gonna put the Butterscotch on my chin, my highlighted region. Now for my Cupid's bow, for my lip, I don't go just put the concealer straight across. I put it here and here. Depending on the shape of your lip, you can do whatever. If you have more of like a oval round lip, I guess you could do the whole thing like that, but the Cupid's bow technique works for me. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer on my nose. I don't want too much. Now I'm gonna leave the concealer to just sit for some time, and I'm gonna go in with the cocoa shade to contour. Now I'm not gonna make like a, you know, an extreme line. I'm gonna keep it real soft with some dabs. So to blend in my contour and my highlight, I'm using the e.l.f. Complexion Duo. Now I picked this up at a local drugstore, and baby, it is one of my favorite brushes. The bristle is so freaking soft, and it doesn't absorb the product. It actually blends the product really well, and it's easy to clean. The brush is so freaking easy to wash. That's how you know it doesn't hold on to your products, just by how well you can take the makeup off the brush. So I'm going to blend upwards, so never blend your contour down, always go up. Now to start blending, I will be using the Real Technique Deluxe Crease Brush. So this little purple brush right here, you can get at Walmart. And I come down a little bit on my lips, because this is going to help with my lip liner, because it will help the lip liner to be bright when you have makeup on your lips. Now I'm going to go in with the Morphe brush, the small buffer brush, and I'm going to blend up here. I don't want up here to be too bright, so having a little bit of foundation on the brush will help tame the concealer a bit, the light concealer. Now for this region here, we're gonna keep our Real Technique brush, and I'm gonna start from the middle, and we're gonna dab our in. You want to take your time with this part, and also you don't want to spread the concealer down. You're just gonna go blend across. For the inner corner, I'm going to use the not the Real Technique, baby. What is this? For the inner corner, I'm going to take the e.l.f. Complexion Duo once more. And I'm going to use a little tiny part and do the crease inside. So this gets into the tiny corners to help with the blendation. And as you guys can see, by doing the inner corners a little bit brighter, we're actually already creating a nose contour without doing a nose contour. So instead of like going in with a darker shade, I don't have to do that extra step. Now for the nose, I'm just gonna gently tap and just blend that out until I'm satisfied. So don't rub, just try to keep it in a straight line, because sometimes I myself, my nose will hella crooked, okay? Because honestly, I'm not the best at nose contouring. So I just take my little time, you know what I'm saying? And just try to do me. Now don't worry, we're gonna blend that out a little bit later. So we're gonna leave this as is for right now. I know I'm looking like freaking goofy on Mickey Mouse with all of this. Now I'm gonna go in with Toffee on my eyelid. I like a darker concealer on my eyelids because I want it to look like a natural smoky look without doing smoky. So I'm gonna use the Morphe M173 buffer brush, the same small buffer brush that we've been using, and just blend that in. Next, I am going to put some translucent powder on my eyelid, and I'm using the same Mercier translucent powder, and this time I'm using the shade Honey, and I'm going to be using my Real Technique setting brush. Now going back in with my Real Technique crease brush, I'm just going to blend under my eyes once more, make sure it's nice and smooth before I put powder under there. Now something seriously new, okay, that I have been using to set my under eye is this, what do you call this? I think it's a you know, I'm new to it when I don't even know the proper name. It's a setting and baking puff. So the one that I'm using is the One Size by Patrick Starr, and baby, I love this thing. Now you can use any puffer that you want. This was the cheapest on Sephora when I was looking. I don't know, I can't remember the other brands that are there, but I'm like, aren't they all supposed to do the same thing? Like, it's a freaking puffer or puff. I dab it in my translucent powder, and I like to like bend it like this. I need to learn how to wash it. But anyway, so I bend it just like this. You're supposed to hold it like so, but I can't do in the creases with it like so. So I like to bend it like this so I can get in the small regions. Now once more before I do it, since I'm talking so much and I'm really animated when I talk, under my eyes are creasy. So I gotta do that before I put it under there. So I like to start with the outer corner, and then I go in. Now I still haven't mastered how to use this effortlessly, but it has been working for me. I like to put a little bit on my brow to take out some of the oiliness. Now I'm going to touch up my brows just a little bit. And what I like to do is I like to create small strokes to mimic like tiny hairs. And I'm going to be using the Morphe Definer Brow Pencil in Java. So like creating tiny strokes. You know, it just needs to darken up a little bit. Now for our next step, we are about to contour. The brush that I'll be using is the Morphe E4 brush. This very angular brush right here. And then I'm going to be using the Sephora. I'll be using the Sephora Micro Smooth Multitasking Baking Face Powder in number 80. Now I'm gonna angle my brush a particular way. Do you see how the brush is angled? And then I'm going to brush up, like dab up, not down, still going up. And this is gonna add back the warmth into my face. I don't see a line between my makeup and my lace. So a little bit of, use back my buffer foundation brush and just dab on top. Then I'm going to use the contouring powder. And I'm gonna put a little bit on my lace. I'm gonna put some on my jawline. And I'm gonna keep going until I feel satisfied. I'm gonna take my Real Technique sponge and my medium deep translucent powder. And I'm going to create, do they call this a reverse contour? I think. I don't know the terminology. So instead of a light shade, we're using a darker translucent powder. And also this will set your foundation that was on the lower half of your face. You guys, I forgot. You know, you always forget something. What about my nose? I haven't put any setting powder on my nose. So I'm gonna go in with my puff and just dab her on. Now to dust off the excess powder that we have, I'm going to be using the Real Technique powder brush and my Morphe Trailblazer Glam Bronzer or Glam Bronze. Whatever. Trailblazer. Am I so tongue-tied? Rub the brush up in there and just dab her. I'm gonna go in with the Real Technique setting brush and I'm gonna just dab this powder in. You don't want to rub, okay? You want to be real gentle. So I'm gonna be using my Milani Sun Glow highlighter. You can get this at the drugstore, and I'm gonna just put that on my lid because I like a little bit of glow, you know what I'm saying? Just like that, nothing scary. I'm gonna leave it as is, but I'm gonna put a little bit of highlight on my nose. And then I put a little bit of highlighter between my brows in the center of my forehead right here. Now I'm gonna do a little bit of blush, and the blush that I'm using is the NARS Savage blush. And put a little bit on the tip of my nose. Now it's time for some eyelashes. I'll be using the Benefit Bad Gal mascara, Bad Gal Kings on them, and I'm gonna just put it. I'm gonna just go in one more time with my Sephora, whatever this is called, my Sephora finishing powder that I use to contour. I'm just gonna go in to cut the crease. I don't want it to look like a cut crease per se, so I'm gonna just put a little bit of this and try to, you know, make it meet my nose contour. Now the eyelashes we'll be using, I got it from Amazon. Ooh, the box is turned around. It's from Amazon. I'll leave the link for you guys. So this is the lashes right here. Next, I'll be using the Sephora retractable eyeliner on my lower eyelids. So I'm using this on my waterline. And then I'm gonna put a little bit up here. Even though we didn't like put any liner on the top lid, I still want the black to meet the eyelash, so that it looks like I kind of did do a liner on top, but not really. Now for my lips, my go-to lip routine, I'm gonna first use the Sephora pencil. This is basically an eye pencil that I use in deep brown. Next, I'm going to use the Sephora Cream Lip Stain. And this is in the shade, what's the name of this shade? I think it's this Desert Sand, but it's number 77 on the back. I don't see the name on it, but I think it's called Desert Sand. You'll know for sure because I'm gonna put the link in the description for you guys. Now I'm going to use the e.l.f. Oil Control Primer Mist. Now sometimes I forget to use this before I put on my foundation, but I still use it after I complete my makeup, and it controls the oil in your skin for real, for real. Next, I'm going to use the One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. And there you have it, my completed look. I'm still trying to contemplate if I want to do the nude or gloss, but I'm gonna stick with the nude because I haven't done nude, just keep it nude, in a long time. I've been doing a lot of gloss, so we're gonna keep it as is. So I'm gonna change into a nice cute outfit and I'm gonna get back with y'all. Okay, so it has been a couple of hours and this is how my makeup is looking. I decided to go with lip gloss, just a beauty supply store lip gloss, because I end up not feeling the nude with the outfit that I was wearing. So I'm gonna just do a little touch up so you guys could like see the fresh thing. But instead of coming straight to you guys after I put on my outfit, I want you to do somewhat of a wear test. So it has been about 4 hours. I went to take some pictures, just did a bunch of other stuff, didn't touch up my makeup at all. So this is how it's looking, no touch up, no nothing like that. Only thing, y'all just saw me refresh the lip gloss, but that's it. Gotta clean up the corner of my wall. So y'all, this is my completed makeup routine. All my techniques. I hope this video was informative and fun for you guys. Let me know if you want to see more makeup looks. This hair is already on my channel. I did a review for this from Chris Beauty Hair, and that's about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at Chev, and I'll see y'all beautiful people in my next video. Go on, big up on yourself. Bye guys. Mwah.
You can't hang with a gang, you are solo. Yeah, everything check, Constella.